Yeah, this is part three. Now, what I wanted to finish up was this. I'm proud of my friend, Ted Williams, that is doing really good. God gave him another chance, and I know he's going to make it. But getting him back to me, yeah, I had to stay in the house until everything was finalized with my stepfather's estate. So I was getting money until I had to move. And when I had to move, that's when the downfall, or should I say, the wake up came. I ain't never been homeless in my life until after my parents passed away. And since they didn't leave me the house, and I was the only son, which I didn't understand nothing about that. If I had more information about it, I probably would have had a house to this day. But he let his older sister have it. We had a lot of problems with lawyers and this and that, trying to take our insurance money that was left to us. But we got it squared away. I stayed there for about a year after they passed. And it's funny and it's ironic that all this seemed to happen right around the time Buster Douglas and Mike Tyson had a fight. And I was still living at the house. And I was cheering him on because his mom had passed away. And she told me before she passed away that she knew he could win, and he did. And I was very happy for him. I was in tears. I was by myself, jumping up and down on the bed, screaming so loud that I lost my voice for a few days. And I sort of like was in that same boat of losing somebody. And once you do that, it's never the same. There's no words you can explain to somebody to let them know how you feel when that happens. But the good thing is they're in a better place. And they're much more happier. Getting back to me, after I had to leave out the house, I really didn't know where to go. I bounced around with different women. Never told them my situation. I was too hurt, too embarrassed. Some knew, I say one or two. They did the best they could to help me, which I get. Hopefully one day I can repay that debt back to them. But I talked to different people that were homeless and going through rough times like I was about to go through. Make a long story short, they pointed me to different places to go to get help. Different churches. Even some of the churches helped me. They sent me to different places, mentioned different places. And I followed up on every single one of them. And finally, I was able to find a shelter where I could go to and get out the cold, get out the heat in the summertime and in the winter. Have a meal to eat, or meals, places to go to get food, surviving. I can honestly say these shelters were places where you had to be there at a certain time. And if you aren't there at a certain time, you won't be able to get no bed. So anyway, I missed out one night. And I remember before they put the museum over there across from Cosi on East Broad Street, or West Broad Street, they had the Veterans Memorial over there. And that was across the street from one of the shelters that's no longer there. And that's the one that I missed out on. All the others were full, so I couldn't go nowhere. So I can honestly say, I've been there. I've done that. In other words, I slept outside, and it was cold. But I was very warm because I kept a really nice coat and I knew where to go to sleep. I made that mistake, but I never made it again after that. I was always there in the shelters way before the time, maybe an hour, 2 hours before the time, and was able to get in, get a shower. I was thankful I was working too. That helped a lot. But when I was on unemployment, I didn't squander my money because I ain't that kind of person. I used it to keep my stuff in storage until I could get back on my feet. And paid the bill every month. And when we had to leave the shelter early in the morning, I was out looking for work and occupying my time until the time I had to go back, until the time I could turn this around and get it right. And I did. I can honestly say I slept outside at least 2 or 3 times and I didn't like it. I ain't that kind of guy where I don't like to take showers. I like to keep myself clean, neat, tidy, smelling good, looking good, feeling good, physically and mentally. And what put me there was things out of my control that wasn't my fault. And also there were things that I should have done but didn't do and follow up on that made it my fault. So there was a lesson to be learned, an experience I don't ever want to go through again. When you're homeless and you don't have people out here that really want to help you, or they look down on you, it hurts. I mean, they don't know that, but you know it. It's an unsatisfactory feeling of helplessness when you don't have nowhere to put a key in and go to and lay your head, take your shower, eat, and just be you and live like a human being. So for all those who are out there that's listening to this, that were homeless or still homeless, you can do better. You gotta want to do better. You gotta want to get out of that situation. You gotta not to want to be like that no more. Don't get comfortable living like that, because that ain't what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be living a better life than what you're living. I don't know what you're doing out there or how you got there. I'm not judging you, but I'm just saying, strive to get out. Listen to the people that's trying to help you, your family, the organizations, the shelters that you're living in. Stay out of trouble. Don't carry weapons on you. I've seen a lot of them do that, because that ain't gonna do nothing for you but get you jammed up even further. Then you will have a shelter permanently if you hurt somebody or whatever. But you can get back on your feet. I'm a living testimony that you can. Back in the 80s, when I did a down spiral from when I had to leave from my house that I was living in when my step-grandfather died, it took me at least five different times, to get back on my feet. But I was determined to do it. And see, the thing with me was I never looked like I was homeless. Yeah, I carried a backpack, but I had my personal belongings in it. But I always took a shower. I always groomed myself. I always brushed my teeth. I always had clean clothes, because I could go to my shelter and get what I needed. And I could always find somewhere to go to eat, especially in the wintertime when the shelter shares information with people that's been there or in there about where to go to eat, on different days, weeks, or whatever. But you gotta have this undeniable desire to get back up, dust yourself off, and keep walking. Don't ever give up. Don't ever let nobody belittle you and make you feel like less than what you are. You going through something. It's a trial. It's a test. God's watching over you. He ain't gonna let nothing happen to you. Stay on the straight and narrow. Be humble. Focus on you. Concentrate on what you need to do to get yourself back on top. Get yourself out of that situation, which is what I did. I went to church when I was in different places. I've been about, I'd say 2. I didn't know nothing about the Volunteers of America at first, but I did later. They helped me a lot, believe me. I didn't even know they had a program for veterans back then. Back in the 80s, like I said, I did this at least 5 different times, maybe a little longer. But they helped me get back on my feet. They help other veterans get back on their feet. I had a bed to sleep on. I had food to eat every day. I just had to abide by the rules and listen to the staff, listen to the people that's running it. And they were helping me, finding a place, doing all these nice things for me as well as other vets. Even if you're not a vet, you can't let go, you can't give up, you can't stop. You got to keep pushing forward, man. Even the women. You can do it. You can come up out of this. Those of you who believe in the Lord Jesus Christ, you need to start going to church classes, or go to a church that you know of, or a family church, or a friend of a friend, or whatever. But this can be done. You can get back on top. It don't matter if it's winter or summer. Like I said, with me, I always blended in with the elements, meaning that I had a backpack and everything. And at times I did have a car, so I slept in my car a few times too. And it helped my situation, but not in the wintertime, because you can't leave the car running while you sleep. You don't know if you'll wake up breathing all that carbon monoxide. But I did a few times. And like I said, I always went to different places to kill time until I had to go back to the shelter. Like I go to the library, for a few hours. Or I get on the COTA bus and just ride the COTA bus across town and ride it back. I did all type of things to stay off the street, especially when it was cold. So, and all that time I was doing these things, I was thinking of ways of how to get out of this situation. Where could I go? What could I do? Where can I go to get some food to eat? There's times I slept in my shelter. I mean, not my shelter, but my storages that I had in the past. That helped a lot also. I'm not trying to say you guys need to do that, but self-preservation is most important. You're not in no danger. All you got to do is just be silent, be quiet, until you can get back on your feet. If you got a car, that's an advantage to you. If you don't, well, there's other avenues and options. And I'm just letting you guys know. I've been there, done that. And I'm very sensitive to people that's going through this right now. Yeah, you're going to cry. Yeah, you're going to hurt. You're going to feel like you're worthless and you don't feel you can go on. But you can go on. You can go on. God's watching over you. He got his angels around you. He ain't going to let nothing happen to you unless you're out there doing all the wrong things. I'm here to tell you. You see me all over the internet, dressed up, looking good, singing and entertaining, laughing, joking, whatever. Being serious at times. But I'm here to tell you, I'm one of you guys. I've been there. Just like Tyler Perry. He did the same thing. Everybody's story is different. But we all recovered. I was determined not to stay that way. And I didn't. Thank God. He pulled me out of the pit of hell, because that's what I was in. I didn't like feeling like that. My pride was hurt. My manhood was hurt. You know. But I was determined. My focus was to get back on top. And I did. And I'm going to stay that way. And I always felt if I ever got a large sum of money and become really rich, I would help other organizations such as the Cancer Society, Homelessness, Diabetes Society, and a few others that I can't think of right yet, but these are the things that I experienced through family members, through myself, and other people that I know that I'm close to. You cannot ever, never give up. Never give up. I don't care how bad it is. You keep on your knees, you keep praying, you keep reading your word, you keep asking Jesus to help you. He gonna help you. But you gotta believe,